I'm here with Mandy Morris, therapist of the stars. Okay, we met. We were talking earlier about hoteliers losing their jobs, grieving that job loss, and you gave us some practical steps to take to get through this pandemic. But there's something that we probably shouldn't ignore: is what not to do. So,
Yeah,
if you could tell this audience what not to do.
because what not to do is important is because you'll find that you're probably defaulting into some of those patterns naturally and may not even realize that you're doing them. So um, what not to do is really just a couple things, but the first one, the biggest one, is disengaging in life. You can't just check out and start to disengage in life. It's okay for a time, but you can't stay there. Trying to avoid painful feelings. We naturally want to do that, but you have to lean into the pain to move through it, which I talked a little bit about in our last episode. And losing hope. So that is an ingredient to lead to despair and depression. And so even if things feel dark and scary and uncertain, that you keep a level of hope in your life, where people surround yourself with people who can have that hope for you. So those are the big things to not do, because those are the things that are going to keep you from growing and healing.
And don't self-medicate.
And don't self-medicate. Yep.
It's too easy.
Yep. Substance abuse is going to be a big sign, along with those other things, that you might need extra help. And that's okay if you do. But that's self-medicating, substance abuse, that's leading down a road of unhealthy coping that isn't actually going to help you feel better long term. That's an instant pain reliever, not long
And if,
term.
yeah, and if you don't have if you don't have family close by or close, maybe you're not close to your family, and you've got to find to not disengage, to continue to engage in life. Maybe it's those coworkers,
Yeah.
working or not working, those people that you shared your life with every day.
Mm-hmm. And there's tons of online support groups for people who've lost their job, things like that. Psychologytoday.com is a great website where you can find support groups in your area, or now that everything's virtual, there's virtual ones. You can also find therapists on that website.
So let's talk about therapists for a second, because before we came on, I told you, and my first job was overwhelming. It was a long story of what was going on, but it got too much. And I went to go see a therapist, and that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not my family. We like to stuff it deep, grit our teeth, and get through it. But I was surprised at how practical that
Yeah.
experience was. So the stigma with you guys is, I think, still there, and it shouldn't be. It should be. It's like going to see a coach. It's like, if you're a football player or something, you're going to go see someone who can coach or counsel you, in a particular area to just stay on track.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, talk to us a little bit about, like, you actually said that some people had bad experiences, which I like, really, but
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I appreciate you saying that, because, yeah, I mean, depending on the therapist, they might not mesh with your personality or something like that. And it's okay to kind of, go shop around, so to speak. But therapy in general, I mean, you think about your
is
brain.
there a Tinder for therapists?
Swipe right. They're, you know, just there to help you sort through what's going on, because when you're in it, you're too close to it. And,
Right.
and, and so having someone who, we're not going to solve all your problems, but we're going to help you untangle the things that need untangling, and understand why they're there, where they're coming from, and what moving forward does look like, or what that could look like for you. And it's just a safe place where literally you can just say and be whoever you are and whatever is going on, and have someone who's not your family, not like you were talking about before, not inside your circle, to help you make sense of the mess that is in your mind. And it's a very beautiful thing. I still see a therapist from time to time, just to make sure that I'm taking good care of myself and to sort through things that I get stuck in, because we're human, life is hard. And yeah, this is not meant to be it's not a sign of weakness to see a therapist.
Nope. Nope, it's not. So you mentioned Psychology Today is a good resource. How about yourself? Let's just say somebody watches this and just wants to reach out to you. How can they get a
Yeah.
hold of you? How can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram, therapist_Mandy. I'm also on LinkedIn and Facebook with my mental health pages. And so Mandy Morris, LPC, you can find me and follow me there. Send me a message. I will have a website coming out soon, mandythetherapist.com. So you'll be able to contact me through that as well.
Mandy the Therapist.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I think this is something that a lot of people needed to hear.
Thank you for doing this on your podcast. You're helping a lot of people.
Yeah.